everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 22nd of May. Now I am here with my doggos. I've got Sophie here and somewhere, there he is, the big man, Sprocket, hiding behind me, waiting to get their bones. Like one of you was joking around the other day saying, oh, as if they won't get their bones, because I always say if they're very well behaved, they get their bones, but I'm so soft, you know that I'd give them to them anyway. But they don't know that, do they? So welcome if you are new. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when my videos pop up. Hit those like buttons, guys. It helps me a lot. And please feel free to comment. I get back to you after a day or two because often we're living on different sides of the world. So it does take a little bit of time for us to all catch up and be on the same page. I think that's about all. Oh, I just wanted to mention to you guys too, you know how my sister is on the jab wheel. We just don't argue about it. We discuss things. I have got videos of us discussing her experience on the jab wheel. I'll leave it over here, that video, if anyone's interested who hasn't seen it yet, who is new. It's just good to get people's different perspectives of their journey in the last few years. We were actually talking about, she lost one of her bosses a few weeks ago, and I don't think he was very old, maybe in his 60s. And she was talking about people dying suddenly. And of course, all I could think of was that movie, Died Suddenly, which, as we all know, is a lot about the clots and the things that have been starting to come out since the jab wheel came about. But then she started talking about the cook as well on MasterChef that died recently here in Australia, the Scottish chef. I'm not sure what his name was. I'm sure you all know him. He's very well known on the big sort of chef world stage. But he died, and they're not really letting anybody know what's kind of happened. Like, it's all a little bit mysterious because he did have, I think, a bit of an addiction problem and things like this. But she actually started to tell me that there's this thing now that's like cot death in adults. So I don't know where she heard that from. And I just thought it was very strange, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. That sudden infant death syndrome, she actually said that that's now a thing in adults. And I thought that was very, very peculiar. Of course, I proceeded to just say to her, well, I've never, ever heard of that. I've only ever heard of cot death in babies and little children, tiny children. Never heard of it in adults. But I guess that's something else that they're saying now. I don't know. Where would that come from? Adult sudden death syndrome. Don't even know. I was like so bamboozled when it came out of her mouth. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and get your viewpoint. I don't know where she heard it. I don't know where it came from. I think most of us here know what our thoughts are on people dying suddenly. Seems to be an awful lot of them. And actually, I just got a message from my neighbour across the road this morning that our neighbour just died, who lives like across the road from me, but I don't know him very well, but she just sent me a message just before I started this video saying he died last night. So we know there's a lot going on globally around a lot of things, but what can we say? All we can do is just keep on keeping on. So I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was a very strange thing that came out of her mouth, because you don't get that sort of thing from nowhere. So whether something's popped up on her feed, I didn't want to ask her because I didn't want to have an argument, but, you know, sudden adult death syndrome, as in like cot death, like that is, it's just been invented and created to cover, yep, lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. We know the drill. Anyway, to change, not actually, although they probably would say that the CV actually causes this, so no doubt they will. That'll be the next thing we'll be hearing. Anyway, enough of that. Just me letting you guys know the strange things that are going on. I'm sure you're all experiencing weird stuff as well. All right, let's get started. All the dogs are snoring and we'll see what comes up. Oh, they're showing me pictures of all of us. And we're like Clark Kent. You know when Clark Kent's in his suit and then he starts to rip his shirt off and he changes into Superman? Well, I'm getting us doing that with our shirts. We got like our shirts ripped, open, and underneath is our like Superman suit, but it's not the Superman suit, it's the BS suit. It's got the BS, meaning the bullshit detectors outfit, and we're holding that back, and it's got this big BS on it. We're really proud to be the BS detectors. But see, if you think of that Clark Kent image, it's like we're able to navigate this and get around in society, live in the 3D world, and then back into the 5D and into 3D, and we can swap around. And we found this way of manipulating through the craziness, I guess you could say, but underneath, we're secretly the BS detectors. And see, people aren't even aware now who's jabbed, who's not jabbed, who's awake, who's not awake. There's a lot of this confusion. So we're navigating this really well because we still protect ourselves with our, well, we're saying like everyday civvies, like our clothes, our normal clothes to blend into society. But underneath, we're like these powerhouses that call out the bullshit. And that's what I'm getting. That's the image I'm getting. Oh, I love it. We can fly off at any time. They're showing me like Superman, you know, when he's flying and his little cape's flying in the back. So funny. I'm just getting that image for us, but we're the BS detectors and we can take off at any time. We can change into we can just do a little spin and change into our little BS detector outfits. That's great. That's what I'm getting for all of you guys watching my channel. Okay, let's keep going. We're very adaptable is what the guys are saying. We know how to blend in, but then we know how to get into, I guess you could say, our role or our costume when needed. All right, let's see. Getting Hawaii. Ooh, Hawaii's going to get hit hard soon. I feel like there's big changes coming in Hawaii. I am getting storm energy. I am getting that storm energy. It could be literally a storm, could be flooding, could be, I'm not going to say tsunami, but it's this, it could be real, or it could be they're getting hit hard with things now as well. So something's happening in Hawaii. Hey, did you guys see, was it Italy? I was talking about that fountain the other day. I think it was. And today on the news, it just popped up that this fountain, like it was a fountain, and it had all the climate protesters all around this fountain. Remember I was telling you about them holding hands around this like fountain? And it was almost like a wishing fountain or some special fountain. Well, these climate protesters that we've been predicting, yes, there would be much more of them. I think they threw some black in the water or something like that. Look it up. It was in Italy. And I'm trying to think if that was where I was talking about that fountain. I think it was. Was it Italy? I can't remember. I don't know. We talk about so many things here. Sometimes I'd probably cross over and get everything all muddled up. But I try to get the messages to you as clear as I can. So that was on the news this morning. So go and check that out if you haven't seen it. Italy climate protesters in the fountain. It's actually pretty funny. But I was talking about that the other day. I'm positive it was Italy. I don't know. Anyway, I did have the fountain and people standing around it, so there they were. But people were taking photos of these silly climate activists in the water. It was just nuts, honestly, nuts. Okay, let's get back to the reading. Oh, yeah, this is what's going to happen. We know they've all had the G7 summit over in Japan, and everyone's been coming together and having their little quad meetings or whatever they're having. And now they're going to bring this all back. See, this is where we're all going to get hit now. We're all going to get hit with the ads. We're going to get hit with our self-sufficiency of self-sufficiency of sustainability. We're going to have to get smarter and wiser moving forward to save our planet. We're all going to have to get on board, and we're all in this together. Remember, don't forget that little quote from a few years ago. So we're all in this together, and we're going to get bombarded now with all the ideas, all the ways we can save our planet. But really, it's all the ideas that the global leaders have that they want us to adhere to. Because it's really going to be only one way. Even if you have ideas of how you can help the planet, for example, planting a tree, blah, 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 saving animals. No, they're not going to be interested in that. They're going to be just interested in their rollout plan and their renewable plan. Because we know as we all know here, it's all an agenda because they need to have it this way so that they can control everyone and track and trace and stop your car if it goes out of your 15-minute city, see if it's electric. Oh, yeah, they can just turn all the switches off. We know where it's heading. It's nothing to do with saving the planet. But unfortunately, a lot of people will still fall for that garbage. Not the BS detectors, though. All right, let's keep going. I'm getting Spain, Portugal, Madrid. Getting fight back strikes, standing up. A lot of confusion. It's a lot of confusion in these areas. People are confused why this is happening. Why are their lives being destroyed? Financially, mostly, but people are questioning, why are our lives being destroyed? What is the end goal of all this? Is what, particularly these areas, but this is globally as well. What is the end goal of all this? Where is all this taking us? Where are we all heading? Why are we being squashed? People are seeing it. It's not just us seeing it, guys. Oh, Sprocket. Come on. I have to let him through. You know that I do. Oh, he just wants some attention, doesn't he? Oh, Sprocky. Come on. Oh, we'll get your bone soon because there's a bone in the kitchen. He knows. He sees the shopping bags and then he knows he's getting a bone. They're a bit spoilt, my two puppies, as you know. All right, let's keep going. God, they won't stop. They're giving me this song. Monday I got Friday on my mind. There's a hassle in the city. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. She looks bright tonight. She looks bright tonight to me. I'm getting that song, meaning this Monday to Friday, everything's becoming a hassle in the city. If you think about it, that's true. We knew this is where it was heading because there's changes in the transport systems. They're starting to control people, track and trace. Things are getting busier. I'm just getting that. There's becoming a lot more control in the cities. We keep saying a lot of money's been pouring into the infrastructure, and I think we could all say that globally as well. So there's a hassle in the city, or is it a bustle? There's a bustle in the city. I don't know who sings it. She looks bright tonight. Da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. I'm getting that song, meaning things in the city are just getting hectic. And if you think about it, you think of, I know in Sydney here, for example, that's how everyone can think about, is they've got a lot of toll roads. They've got all these toll roads, and apparently they're having hassles with the trucks going other ways because they can't afford all the tolls. Can you imagine if you were driving around in Sydney, going through all these tunnels and tollways, and how much that's costing you a year? Like, it's crazy. So this is the kind of why I'm getting that music, and this is for everybody. Globally, the main cities are starting to get things implemented, and life in the city is becoming very, very stressful, hectic, and everybody, I suppose, looks forward to their weekends. That's why that's that Monday I got Friday on my mind, meaning I just want to get to the weekend. I love the weekends. I always talk about that, don't I, guys? We've never worked Saturdays in our business. When our kids were little, we decided never to work Saturdays and weekends. We just work Monday to Friday. It's so good because you can go to all the kids' sports and everything like that. It's just, you got to have a life, haven't you? That's what we've all decided here on my channel, haven't we? We're all having our lives and trying to make the most of it. God, you can't just work yourself to death. What's the point of it all? All right, let's see where else we go. How loud is Sophie snoring? She's so loud. Can you hear her? That's not even Sprocket, that's Sophie. She talks with her tail too, as you know. Oh, my doggos, honestly. I'll get in England. Oh, God, I'm getting England. The next chapter begins in England. Right, we've had the coronation. We've had the Harry and Meghan net privacy tool continuing in the yellow cab. We've had a lot of things going on. I kept saying in the UK, you're hogging all the excitement because you've got everything going on. But I'm feeling like now the chapter's turned. So that chapter of the coronation and everything, and I have noticed Camilla and Chucky, I have noticed, guys, that they're doing their little royal duties, and William's popping up everywhere again, and they're trying to look like really good royals doing all the royal duties. So I am getting that. This is the next chapter. The next chapter begins in the UK. Oh, I bet Sushi's got a little bit to do with this chapter. Hang on, let's see what we get for the next chapter. Oh, it's going to be all about saving money, but it's not going to be about, well, it kind of is. They're going to make out it's saving money for the individual, but really it's about saving money for the UK. The UK is going to work on, well, we have to start to build our wealth again. So this is what Sushi's going to focus on. He's going to be about people cutting back their electricity, shutting off their gas, doing all the right things in order to keep the financial costs of everything down. So you've got to contribute in the UK. That's the next chapter. How to contribute. And this again could come back to the clocking on of electricity and things like that. So you can have your, like water restrictions and things like that. You'll get electricity restrictions. That's what I'm seeing in the UK. So you can have your heater on from 10 till 2, or you can have your heater on from, say, 9 to 11 at night. Like, I feel like they're going to start allocating people time slots, and they'll know. We know they know everything that we're doing. Some things they wouldn't. If you had a log fire, they probably wouldn't know, would they? But when it comes to your gas being on and your electricity reverse cycle things, they'll know because your power will surge. So they know when things are happening. So they're going to start in UK to take control of, and of course, it's all to help the environment, and you have to do your little bit. Come on, guys. You have to do your little bit and contribute to the cost of everything. You've got to play your part now, and that's what you're going to get told in advertising. It's going to be shoved down your throat now that you've got to contribute and make a difference. Just like the jab will. Save everyone. Save your family and friends by getting the jab. And we know that was all lies because none of it was true. And they spread it everywhere. And they're all the ones still getting sick and their immune systems have dropped. But never to be talked about ever again, as we know. Except us on this channel. We talk about it all the time. So that's what we're getting now for the renewables. That you must play your part. And we have to all work together. Oh, it's just going to be like deja vu, isn't it, guys, when we hear these quotes and things? As we just walk off into the distance and turn our back on it all, as usual. All right. Oh, I'm getting Dictator Dan down here in Victoria, Australia. We all know Dictator Dan, the most locked down city in the world, other than China. He's up to no good. Just for a change. He's so corrupt, honestly. He's done so much corrupt stuff and he gets away with everything. But he's up to no good again. Dan's, I keep saying he's selling us off to China, but Dan's wheeling and dealing in the background. We know he's got the Moderna factory being built down there. Lots of jabs in arms required. But I do feel like Dictator Dan's, he's got a lot of other things in the pipeline. Hang on. And he's disregarding other people's viewpoints. Like, it's his way or the highway. He doesn't care what other people say. Oh, yeah, they can have their say. That's all well and good. But he's on a mission and he's got his target goals and he's going to keep them. We know that's how Dictator Dan works. He's hitting his goals. Like, I'm going to shoot at that bullseye, get that. I'm going to shoot at that bullseye and get that. I'm going to shoot at that bullseye and get that. And the thing is, it's not that he shoots like a bow and arrow and hits his bullseye. Dan Andrews is one of these people that would tell everybody to look over there and go, oh, look at that over there. And then he'll go over and chuck it in the middle of the bullseye while everybody's looking the other way. That's Dan Andrews. That's how he works, Dictator Dan. So he's got a lot of things in the pipeline. Oh, he's so corrupt. But it's to do with money, payouts, checks. He gets very, very well looked after by all these big pharma and big corporate resource bloody, it's saying managers. There's a lot of things going on down there that people aren't aware of. Even a lot to do with the farms, I reckon, in Victoria as well. Dictator Dan's still after a lot of farmland. It just drives you crazy. It's so repetitive, but they're so sneaky, aren't they? With their little rugs, dropping rugs here and there and everywhere. And people, honestly, people, we just want them to wake up. And they are. It's just a bit slower than what we thought it would be. All right, let's see if there's something to close with today. God, I'm getting Elbow, and Elbow's having a conniption apparently. He's freaking out. He's got a lot riding on this voice. I keep talking about the Indigenous voice, and this voice thing is huge in Australia. And I'm thinking this Indigenous thing is huge globally. There's more to this voice than meets the eye. I keep saying that. And most people we speak to who are Indigenous actually don't want it because they're seeing that this is a big change in the Constitution and it's a big land grab. So I am getting the Elbow starting to have a conniption because he's worried this might not all go smoothly. He can feel that Elbow's getting more and more pressure to let people know what's actually going on because people are still in the dark. And now they've started a new ad campaign. Yes, more ads about why you should vote yes for Indigenous being in Parliament and giving them more power to take all their land back. And all it's going to do is cause division. We know that. Most people in Australia know that. And we're an extremely multicultural society now. God, we have Muslims, we have Greeks, we have everybody. Indians, you name it. Canadians, like New Zealanders, billions of New Zealanders live here. So we don't want to be separated again. We want to be, just diverse and get on with each other. But unfortunately, Elbow is now feeling the pressure because unfortunately, like I said, he's pushing the voice and they're making the ads sound like it's going to be wonderful and there's only things to gain for the Indigenous. They're going to gain a lot from this, but it's not the Indigenous that are going to gain. We know it's all the old big corporate puppet masters in the background who are going to gain everything from this, such as Bill Gates being one of them. Because why else would you visit Australia if you didn't have some sort of involvement in all of this? All right, let's see if there's one more thing to close with today. Yeah, and I'm getting, of course, the ABBA song again. Money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world. Because it's only the rich and elite that are trying to take everything over and get the power over all the little people and peasants. This is globally, and it is definitely happening in Australia. We know it is. And Elbow's freaking out because he has to get this voice thing through. It's really crucial to his, I guess livelihood moving forward, but it's really crucial to his power on the world stage. Because, see, he might be one of the first ones to roll this out. So he's got to achieve his target goal and then the others will follow suit. I know in Canada it's been happening over there. There's a lot of Indigenous stuff going on over there. Oh, you guys are in terrible fires too. Bloody hell. What? These fires are getting crazy, aren't they? Oh, of course. Very convenient for their global warming arguments. And they can have more climate protesters. So stay safe, everybody in Canada and anyone living over there. Because your fires are really, I think it's going to be a full-on summer for you guys. We just don't know what is happening with this weather. It just goes crazy, doesn't it? It's like big fires, then floods, then this, then that, and nothing feels normal anymore. If you get a normal sunny day, it actually feels really weird. Whereas once upon a time, that was normal to have a nice sunny normal day without wind and everything. God, now it's like if you get 10 of those a year, you're like happy. What the hell? All right, let's see if there's something to close with today. I'm getting this TV set and they're showing me the channels changing, but they're saying the awakening channels are growing. So there's more and more awakening channels, more and more frequencies, more and more vibrations that people are getting on that are starting to wake them up. Once upon a time, there wasn't many. There was just one little channel. For example, Rumble, YouTube. Whereas now, like even with Rumble, I think there's a lot of other channels too that are starting to grow in popularity as people wake up. Because they're looking for the information. So this is what I'm getting. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. Because people are tired of this and they want to know the truth. So they're searching it out. They are. So there's more channels about awakening. Even though we know YouTube and that squashes everything down and doesn't want any truths coming out. It's so frustrating, isn't it, guys? All right, let me see if there's one more thing to close with. Oh, they're giving me MASH. Do you remember the show MASH? Wasn't that just the best show? Oh, Klinger and Radar and all those characters. God, I love MASH. It was a huge show. If you're new here, it's an army show that was shot probably in the 80s. Everything here seems to be in the 80s. Go and look it up, guys. There'll be a few clips on YouTube. MASH, M-A-S-H, with dots in between. It was about an army hospital in a war zone. Oh, funny as so many gut laughs and belly laughs on that show, honestly. So I am getting that song from MASH. Suicide is painless. Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I choose. I don't know if that's the words, but that's basically the tune. I loved MASH. And that is pretty much what the song's about, I think, suicide. But we know suicide is going to be on the increase. We know people are going to be feeling more depressed, more suicidal. That's definitely the message we're getting because people can't afford to live. They're going under. Things are really shifting. Things are changing and people are, sadly, plummeting downhill. Probably not you guys if you're watching my channel because we've found ways to get through the nonsense, the BS and garbage. We either take off in our BS detector like Superman suits, or we or we just stay in our Terrabella, our happy places in our gardens and live in the now. We've learnt what to do. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. The theme from MASH. Oh, God. Oh, so weird. We had Gallipoli yesterday. I think we are heading into war, really, to be honest. They seem to be getting a lot of messages. We got that Gallipoli one yesterday. It was about your legs are like steel springs and you're going to run like a leopard. I hope you guys checked out that film clip from that movie because it's very uplifting. It just shows you'll always find that despite your fears or whatever you're going through, you'll always can find that inner strength. And it's your self-talk that can get you over those hurdles is virtually what I was trying to tell you yesterday. So let's go check out the theme from MASH. And I will say goodbye from the doggos. Bye from Sophie. Bye from Sprocket. There he is. Come and say goodbye, Sprock. There he is. He wants your bone. Oh, no, there he goes. Where is he? There he is. Say goodbye to everybody. Bye, Sprocky. Oh, he's a wag. And bye from Soph. There she is. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, I'm getting a kiss. Oh, my God. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, I will love you and leave you and enjoy your day and hit the like buttons. Please comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye.